Welcome to this episode of Bin Busters. Lee Orians here with Brad Weaver and
Murphy
the birthday boy Murphy Weaver.
So Murphy, what's your favorite part of harvest, buddy?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you like combining?
No!
Do you like running grain cart?
No!
Okay, good talk. So we wrapped up harvest. This is December 2nd. We wrapped up harvest about 3 weeks ago. Great harvest, smooth harvest. Only one major breakdown. So we had a great harvest. Bean harvest was average to a little above average, and corn harvest was phenomenal. Best corn harvest the farm's ever had. We beat our old record by about 25 bushel for the farm average. So was very, very, very pleased with the corn.
So what do you attribute to the good corn yields to, Brad?
Our management practices this year, I think, definitely paid. With strip tilling, having all that fertilizer right there in a row for that corn plant to utilize. V5 fungicide application paid, and then coming back later on with that tassel application of fungicide, very minimal tar spot. I mean, we had some neighbors that kind of struggled with that, but we had healthy plants all the way to the end. Especially,
we did have tar spot in the corn, so
yes.
So, but you came through that better than other people.
Yes, and shout out the crop plan 4676. Wasn't the highest yielding corn, but by far the healthiest corn we had on the farm. I mean, that corn, it stayed green. It competed with our 110-day corns and stuff. So was very happy with that. But all in all, our plant health was phenomenal throughout the growing season, especially at the end of August when we got dry and that disease started coming in.
Okay, so you did a lot of different things this year.
Yes.
Anything stand out that worked for you better than others?
The corn that was wide drop stood out. That late application of nitrogen, I think, was definitely beneficial. It was able to we were able to give it that last shot, and I think the wide drop application definitely helped out. And just the fungicide applications. You said we did have some tar spot. We found some in the corners where the airplane might not have got as good as out in the middle of the field. But all in all, very happy with our disease control on our corn plant.
Okay, you ran some interesting trials this year. One of them was running into 15-inch row corn.
So we're going to try it again next year. It didn't cost us any money. It didn't hurt us yield wise at all. It was above average for the farm. So it was interesting. We're going to try some things with some short stature corn hopefully next year. We're going to try some different varieties, and we're going to try to wide drop it. We're going to put some tram lines in there because, like I just said earlier, that late season or later season nitrogen application I think pays. So we're going to try to wide drop some 15-inch row corn, and
okay.
We're not throwing it out, but it's intriguing, and we're going to try it again.
So what were yields like for you?
Anywhere from, we had some little patches that were in the 170s, and then our best farm was up there in the mid 240s. So great corn. When your largest field's your best field of corn, that's
a good day.
That's a great day. That's a great day. So it worked out well. That was our farthest field north. So the northern end of our the north side of Upper Sandusky definitely got some more rain in the south side. So it was beneficial to have corn up that way. But it was a fun year. It was a fun year of combining, especially corn. Our grain cart operator's an 11-year-old, and he got a workout, so he had a lot of fun. So,
can you help me open my grain cart?
Buddy, we're filming, okay? In a little bit. Sorry about that. It's his birthday, folks.
So what were challenges that you ran into that need to be addressed for next year?
From what you've said, tar spot's here to stay. So we're going to have to, we did good this year, but we're going to have to do it again next year. That's something that we're going to have to talk about and get ready for. We're going to have to change a whole lot. I don't think so. I think our practices are doing okay, but we might have to make that third application of fungicide. I mean, we got lucky this year. Some neighbors had to, so hopefully we can keep it under control. But I think that's the biggest concern moving forward is this tar spot. Like, when's it going to come? We don't really know a whole lot about it yet, so that's what's kind of concerning.
So that is one of my favorite questions to ask my growers is, what do we need to change? Because we learn from the good, we learn from the bad, we just need to be able to adjust. So that's what that question is all about, is looking forward to the future. So how'd the plots go?
How did they go, Lee? Oh, you were hunting in Canada for the corn plot. Corn plot did great. Good corn. I think the plot average was mid 220s. I want to say around 225, 227 for the corn plot. A decal number won it. The highest, the longest maturity corn in the plot won it. But then right behind it, 5073 cropland, 4997 cropland, which were the two numbers that we planted the most on our farm. So
we were picking the right varieties.
Yes, we're getting it dialed in. And then we did that when we were at the plot and filmed earlier. You picked 4997, I picked 5073 as our two favorite hybrids. And
you told me that you weren't planting any more 4997 because it was too tall, just didn't look good. But at harvest time, you changed your mind. And
yeah, it's not pretty. It's not the prettiest corn out there. It's not, but it yields, and that's at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. It stood well. It actually, I think, handled the disease better than the 5073 and some side by sides we had. So. Yeah, I take back my comment on 4997, and it's going to get planted again, and it goes on every acre. That was on our best acre, it was on our worst acre, and it performs. That's what's so nice about it.
So for bin busters next year, any tweaks?
I don't think so. This year, we did good. We had some good corn. ROI wise, I think we might be hard to beat. I mean, our nitrogen to bushel ratio is really good, really good. So that's going to be, if we really crunch the numbers and everybody's honest, I think we don't have the highest yielding corn, I can tell you that. But I think ROI wise, I think we can compete. When you only put 100 pounds of potash and you're in the mid 200s.
The last time I talked to Doug, his corn was still in the field, so you might have a chance. So.
Yeah, but that's what's so nice about the strip till and variable rating everything. We're not just throwing a lot of products out there and hoping
putting
that
on
they
what
work.
we need to put on and to maintain that crop. So
that's a great intro. And I mean, next year we don't know what fertilizer prices are. We're going to put on what we need, and we should be good to go there.
Yeah. On beans, Brad, this for next year, we've discussed a few changes. What are you thinking on trait platforms?
So we've been all XtendFlex now for 3 years, I believe. This was the first year we've really had to use any of the dicamba. But with that being said, we're going to go to E3 beans next year. Just think we have, hopefully we can get some better weed control, some more options. And just the dicamba, I don't know how that's going to go. If we're going to be able to use that in the future, if it's going to get out. I mean, there's just so many red flags with dicamba and
we
questions.
We need a little bit more flexibility in in your program. So,
beans this year, they weren't bad. The April beans actually weren't the best beans. We planted beans like May, excuse me. May 17th, it got fit to plant. So we were off. We planted the end of April. We were off for 2 weeks, and we planted beans May 17th when everybody else started corn. We went in and we planted 1 day of beans. I planted like 200 acres just to finish some beans up, and those beans ended up being our best beans. We had a good field of beans. We had some mid 70 beans, so that was nice. Beans they weren't bad. They weren't great beans. It wasn't 2018 beans. We were a little short on the August rains, but they were still good beans.
So you pulled one on me this year and put some 30-inch row beans out, which I told you not to, but you did. So how'd that work out?
So our 30, they hit the farm average. they weren't our worst field of beans. They weren't our best field of beans, but they hit the farm average. And again, we're going to try that again next year. I really think the rain. So those beans were planted the last day of April before it rained, and I really think that had the most. That hurt those beans the most.
They had a lot of stress on them.
Yes, if we would have been a day or two earlier, or we would have waited there to that May 15th, because we had a great summer for it. But no, we'll try it again. You can't just throw things out if it doesn't work once, and they didn't hurt. They didn't cost us. So
And every year is different. So
yeah, I mean seed wise, I mean we raised. I think the field of beans went 62, and we were down in the mid 70s on planting population. I mean, 75,000 beans isn't a whole lot out there, and with the stress, they struggle a little bit. So we did have our first outbreak of water hemp. That wasn't a lot of fun. We pulled, I think, 12 55-gallon trash bags out of the test plot, believe it or not. I think that was Courtney's fault. She should have been out there while we were filming, pulling those. But
she probably had it in shoes when
she brought
planting.
She brought it in.
But yeah.
But so that's the challenge in the future now. That's our first. We've been lucky. We've taken control of it. But that's our first real outbreak we've had. So, but other than that, beans are. We're there. We're not quite. They weren't as good as I wanted. But like I said, a lot of that was weather dependent.
Right. You got early planted beans. You had later planted beans.
And the ones in the middle did the best. So I guess
Right.
I mean it's just the luck of the draw and that's yeah.